podcast. I got Carlos Garcia on the line, got myself on the line. We got some questions, we got some answers. We're going to talk about the latest dip and what's going on and what you could expect. What's up, Carlos? You got a question?
Yeah, so it's up 40. What is your 47,000.
Yeah.
Um, it's actually kind of at a peak right now because it went down in the last hour. Actually, if you want to convert to the last hour, it went down to 46.5.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking I'm going to convert to USD. It cost me
okay.
$6 to convert it and wait for this thing to play out.
Okay. Well, you can do that. You can do that depending.
I bought it high. I'm already low. I mean, I'm already down a few bucks. Nothing major compared to a lot of people, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, one thing, I'm going to tell you right now. So I don't know if you can see my mouse or not. You can see it moving. So if you look at the price trend of of the BTC right now, this baby blue line right here, this is showing that it's going down. That's a downtrend. Obviously the price is going down, so this line's going down. The thing we got to be careful of is you see this black line here.
That's where it's supposed to even out and go back.
This is called the simple moving average. Now, with the simple moving average, what you want is what happened here at this point. You want what happened here at this point. In other words, you never want the price of the stock of the Bitcoin in this case to go below that simple moving average threshold, because if you do, that is a very bearish call, and we're likely to see a huge downturn in Bitcoin. So that's what I'm really looking at. The second thing I'm looking at here is very important to me, because if you would have actually followed this advice, you would have made a lot of money. But this is the MACD chart for the last few months, starting from here. This would be this would be let's say, I don't know, 12 say beginning of December. But right around here we got a call option, or we got not a call option, but we have an indicator to buy at 19,000. Have you would have followed that path upwards, okay, you could have seen the MACD divergence cross over the signal line, and you would have been able to sell at about $40,000. So
I don't even think we were talking about this when that was like that. When was it like that?
It was like this on January 1st, January 9th.
Yeah.
Is what I'm looking at right here.
Yeah, I wasn't even in Bitcoin.
Yeah, so
okay.
But that's okay. I'm just saying for everybody out there to understand how this MACD works. The MACD gives you a signal, and that signal, it can be strong, it can be light. As you can see, the MACD and the signal line have been basically flirting with each other, dancing around for the past, all these months and years. And now we're finally starting to get some good data. And again, this looks like a healthy trend upwards, because if you look at any stock that goes up, you're always going to see these mountains and these valleys. And that's what the market does. The market creates mountains and valleys, ups and downs and highs, ups and lows. Now,
people just think that Bitcoin is more volatile than the market. So if it does that dive that it did years ago,
well,
and it goes down to 30 or 25, it's going to be devastating for a lot of people. A lot of people bought, high when it was going up, when it was bearish, Sorry, when it was bullish.
It's very true. The situation that we have here is that we have to watch out very carefully for this price not to go below the estimated moving average or the simple moving average. That would be a very bad sign. That means.
And where would you say it is right now? It's kind of like halfway there.
Right now we're at.
Where would it be to hit?
Right now we're at 46,861. that line, that bottom, would be 40,209.
Wow.
So we can't go lower than 40,000. I'm sorry, we can't go lower than $40,209.
So
Right
my
now.
plan is if it goes to 40,000, maybe buy there. But if it goes below 40,000, it could be a really bad sign. People might sell off, and it might even
Right,
crash hard.
right. And so what I would look for is I'm gonna hold my crypto coin no matter what. And what I'm gonna look for is I'm gonna look for this. This is gonna happen. The MACD line has already crossed over here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's already past the point of flirting and dancing. It's going below the signal line very shortly here, and that is a bearish call. And you can see the trading volume. Um, you can see the price continue to go down. Even the EMA, or I'm sorry, the SMA, I keep thinking exponential moving average. I'm talking about the simple moving average. Even that started a little bend right here, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the 3 month chart, but if we go to year to date, you might see it. It's starting to. It was going up. Look at this uptrend right here. You
Mm-hmm.
see a straight line, but then you start seeing it right here leveling off. So, you know, these are things that you got to look out for. This is the chart that I monitor constantly. I also look at Coinbase Pro. Coinbase Pro has really good live chart, really good live data feeds on all the transactions that are going on. So you can see if it's a heavy selling day, heavy trading, heavy buying day, the latest prices, in the real time, by the way. And it's one of the ways I recommend buying Bitcoin, but we can get into that on another series. But those are the
Yeah,
two.
that's a good point too. It's converting to USD. It gives me the chance to maybe put that
Right,
in Pro.
right. And if you convert to USD, you also gain interest on your money too. So it's not a bad idea if you hold on to your USD and
And
create.
keep it in the account.
Right, right. But like I said, my long term money is in BlockFi and Nexo, and that's where I'm keeping my block. That's where I'm keeping my crypto coins that are long term. I don't care what price I bought them at. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. This is a short term situation. It might last a month. It might last a few weeks. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm not gonna sell at this point because I'm a long-term holder and I'm earning interest on my crypto. So I'm simply going to wait for the MACD line to correct itself. This is what's called the market correction, guys. You can only go so high before it goes low again. It's natural. So I'm going to wait for the MACD convergence line to cross above the signal line again, and then I'll initiate a buy on my own and let people know whether it's a
And
good.
if it dips below, what are you thinking? Would you consider moving to USD?
If it considers way, if it goes down past the EMA, sorry, the simple moving average, I do suggest putting it in. I can't suggest anything really because I'm not a financial advisor, but it's really your risk tolerance that matters. It's not what I think. It's your risk tolerance. If you have a high tolerance for risk, then that's your choice. If you have a low tolerance for risk, then yeah, get out. If you can't,
Yeah, I have no risk tolerance.
yeah, if you can't stomach the downward move, because you can't sleep at night, then I highly recommend get out while you can if you still have some profits or if you're breaking even, and putting it into another USD coin account that bears interest, so that you can still make interest on your money. But as far as this Bitcoin goes, again, I think this is a healthy move. We needed this. It had to happen. It has to happen. It's the only way markets work. Markets just don't go straight up overnight or over years. They create they create mountains and valleys over time, which create buying and selling opportunities all the time. That's the whole reason we have a market that is dynamic and not static. So I think it's a healthy move as long as we don't, again, key point, don't cross below the estimated simple moving average of 40K. If that blue line crosses that line, then get ready for even lower numbers because it's going to just drop. It's going to drop. Probably, I'm not going to even give you what I think it'll drop to, but it's going to drop.
Can you do that for any coin?
I can do this.
Or does it take time? Or
so
can you just put in any coin right now?
I'm using MarketWatch. There's better apps out there. I'm not a member of MarketWatch, so I don't have all the things. But you go to cryptocurrency here, you can choose any cryptocurrency, and you can even see
Let's check out Litecoin real quick.
You can even see the exchange that they trade on. So all of these are CoinDesk. So let's look for let's see if Litecoin's in here.
It's got to be. Yeah.
I don't know. Here it is. Hold on.
Litecoin is taking a dive, man.
There. And so Litecoin is also having the same situation. And let's do advanced charting here. Let's go here to advanced chart. Let's look at the 1 year. Oh, we got a bad.
There it goes. Yeah.
Got a bad situation with Litecoin. I mean, down 43%. 20%. It's it's what I just said on Bitcoin. It is going below. It is touching the simple moving average of 50-day. Not a good sign. And of course, you can see the MACD signals right here. It tells you right here if you would have bought.
Man, but Litecoin, yeah, it shot up so quick. It shot up. It went from 180 to 250 in like a couple days.
Have you would have bought Litecoin on 2/2 of 21 for 142 and sold it when the MACD signal crossed over, you could have sold it for $209, or even 232, 226. So you would have made quite a bit of money. But right now, the way we're looking at this, I'm going to do the 3-month chart here, see what happens. But this
it's taking some dives. Yeah.
The blue line crossing over the red line, which is the MACD line crossing the signal line in a downward trend, not a very good look. This is not a good look at all. So if you're heavily invested in Litecoin, I don't have a whole lot of advice for you right now, except if you bought really low, then keep it, of course. You can also put Litecoin in an interest-bearing account.
So you think Litecoin's going to keep going down from here?
Litecoin is.
Well, it's all related, right? Like the Bitcoins, if the altcoins are going down, chances are Bitcoin is going down too.
It's probably true. I haven't looked at the entire market segment as a whole today, but even the stock market is doing,
everything's down.
Is doing bad today. So, but looking at this Litecoin chart, I would not. I would be a buyer once that MACD line has gone further down. Meaning, of course, the MACD line correlates to the price of the coin, but that coin is going down and it's passing the 50-day simple moving average. So I would be very careful here. And
I think that's the one I'm going to keep, just because I just wanted one and I got a whole coin and it was like at 180. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, now's a good time to buy some Litecoin.
To buy more.
Buy more.
Hey, check out Ethereum. Let's do the trifecta here.
Hold on 1 second. I know Ethereum's down too.
Yeah, it's down a lot.
So again, we'll go to advanced charts. We're gonna get the MACD chart. Ooh, Ethereum is looking bad too. It's looking really bad here. We're seeing, if you look here, if you look at the histogram, it's negative 40 right now. That's not a good move. That means the momentum of the stock is really going down. Well, the momentum of Ethereum is going down. And then again, once there's the classic MACD crossover from the signal line. So the signal line is up there, the MACD line is crossed below. Again, we have a situation with the estimated moving average. It's crossing. It looks like it's about to cross that line, which is not good. We don't want it to cross that line. There's also the 30-day moving average, which a lot of people use for stocks. I'm just using the 50-day here because that's the default. But it's still a good indication of where your stocks are going, or where your altcoin or your Bitcoin or your Ethereum are going. So right now
it looks like it's all going down.
It's all going down, but remember, this is a healthy going down.
It's a correction
for Ethereum and for Bitcoin, for Ethereum and for Litecoin. It's a different case. It's a more bearish case than it is for Bitcoin at this time. So at this point, I don't own any Litecoin. I converted everything to Ethereum. To Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, this is the time to see how low it goes, and try to buy it on the lowest low possible. I think it almost hit 2,000 at one point, and it's at 1,491 now. So, luckily you didn't get in there. So yeah, that's the basic. I'm sorry, Ethereum. Yeah, is at 1,491. Yeah, it hit 2K at some point. So this is what's going on today, and this is probably what we're going to see for the next maybe week or two, maybe even a month. I don't know. If
this keeps going for a month, it's going to be terrible because even a 1% downward trend on these a day is going to be bad. In the past 24 hours, it wasn't good for Bitcoin.
No, it wasn't. But one thing I did see while I was monitoring this last night, I was monitoring it till about 2, 3 in the morning. I did notice there was a lot of people buying at higher prices, and I saw a lot of buys in the order book to stabilize the coin. That's the difference between Ethereum and Litecoin, is that there's so many institutional investors and so many big names have gotten into Bitcoin now. And
so when they see it go down, they'll scoop it up and they'll correct the downward trend.
That's my thinking, is that they're trying to stabilize the coin because they've invested so heavily into it that they don't want it to go down. So, that is something that we have on our side. I know a lot of people are anti-establishment, anti-institution, but they also help stabilize the coin and help legitimize it even more. So let's just hope that Bitcoin goes back to it bounces off the 50-day SMA, and hope that we can continue to make some more money on an uptrend. That's what I would recommend. Just keep it simple, stupid, like they say. What's Bitcoin Cash doing these days? 49. Wow, yeah, it's taking a dive too. So a 1-day chart. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Here's the perfect example right here. Look at this. Bitcoin Cash. It went below the 50-day moving average. Not a good sign. Very bearish. MACD crossed over big time. I wouldn't come anywhere near this. As far as I wouldn't be selling if you have positions, unless you're trying to cover. But I would wait for this to go down even further before I would buy this too. That's just my opinion on that.
It already crossed over the line, right?
Over, yeah. So it crossed over. So we don't know we don't know what lows it's going to hit now. That's the problem.
But that one's really tied to Bitcoin also, so it shouldn't.
Or
maybe that's an indication that Bitcoin's going to come lower, because like I said, it seems to be that a lot of these are tied together. And it'll tell you in Coinbase, it'll tell you the price correlation with, right?
That's a good question. I don't know what happens.
There's a section there when you're looking at the prices, and it says these prices are in correlation with these other Bitcoins, and it'll show you the Bitcoins that they are. This is a huge list. It's like 42 altcoins, right? Sorry, not Bitcoins, altcoins.
Right.
That they trade, and they're all at different crazy prices. And I was in a few of them too, and they didn't do anything for me. And the altcoins are going really bad, man. I think Link Chain, right?
Yeah, there's one
Chainlink. Sorry, is that one in the chart?
I didn't see it in here. No.
Oh, okay. I think that one's like one of the most held. It's in the top 10, I'm sure. Most held in Coinbase, but I think that one took a serious hit.
How come I can't find? Oh, let me see. Yeah. So again, back to the chart. We're still.
So Bitcoin's at 46 now. It went down while we were on this call. It went down.
Yeah, it's going down.
It went down right before we got on the call. I converted at 46,883.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to go up and down before it goes down to 45. I strongly believe it's going to hit. I don't know if it has already today. I think it'll hit 45 at some point today. I think it'll go even lower.
Yeah. So the trick will be to figure out when it's on the uptick.
The trick is to find out when this MACD line is going to cross over the signal line again.
It's a waiting game now, especially
It's pretty much a waiting game right now. I wouldn't sell unless you're losing a lot of money or, for whatever reason you have to sell. I wouldn't buy right now.
Until it's a better opportunity.
Although you could buy, but I think there's going to be a better opportunity to buy. But you're going to have to keep a close eye on this. You're going to have to watch this a lot, because that MACD signal could go back up at any minute. Of course, we're looking at a 1-year chart here. I mean, if we go to let's look at a 10-day and see what that shows me. Oh yeah, 10 days not looking good. I mean, look at the price on that, and look at the SMA. So, we're flirting really bad with the 10-day moving average, with the 50-day moving average on the 10-day scope, and then you can see the MACD is just all over the place. Right here. If you wanted to do day trading, then you would want to look at, the 1-day. And we can talk about all that later, but.
But that's insane. That's that kind of movement. It's like, who's going to predict that? Even with that line, it looks chaotic.
Yeah, this right here is what you got to pay attention to, and that's where you need to put your effort. So it's gonna be a while. Put some turn on some alerts, turn on some news, keep up to date with the pricing. Take a look at your MACD charts. Take a look at your estimated moving average. There's a lot of other indicators that we can add in here. There's a ton of them. The problem is a lot of them, like PE ratio, the RSI also is a good one. We can add that. That's a relative strength index. There's a lot of other things that we can put in here, but they were meant really for stocks. They're not meant for, we can put the Bollinger Bands in here and see how that looks. So now you got the Bollinger Bands. And typically, as long as your price stays within those bands, and doesn't break out of them, that's also a good sign. So there's some good signs still going on here with Bitcoin, but let's just be careful. And like I said, a lot of these other indicators or charts don't correlate with Bitcoin because they're meant for stocks and they're different indicators. And again, events, dividends, earnings, splits. There's no such thing as none of these three for Bitcoin. News, I'm sure there is. Uh, I guess you can put a news density chart here somewhere. So this is pretty interesting. I haven't played with this. This tells you how much news there's been on Bitcoin. Oh, that's really interesting. And it tells you the price according to how much news is coming out. I like that. That's a really interesting indicator. I'm gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to do more research and do another. And we'll do another podcast on this density um, on this density chart.
Yeah, you got to look up when Elon Musk brought up Dogecoin.
Yeah. Oh.
Or when he announced that Tesla would be taking Bitcoin. I'm sure that's in that chart.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he bought. I don't know if Elon Musk bought Bitcoin at if he bought it all at once. I doubt if he's a. I would. He's a smart guy. I doubt that he would buy it all at once. That is not advisable. That want to buy $1.5 billion of.
He also seems a little bit compulsive, so maybe he did.
If you haven't read it, I recommend reading his book. It's a book. It's an autobiography basically about Elon Musk. Excellent read. I read it on Audible. It's an awesome book. He has a very high tolerance for risk. Of course, he's wealthy. Is probably one of the wealthiest men in the world.
Yeah, so, he was.
Yeah, so he can do that. Again, he's probably not buying that 1.5 billion at one shot. I highly doubt it. There's a lot of reasons why. One, because you can only transfer X amount of money from an account to another account a day, unless he has some type of. I'm sure he has some type of special account.
Yeah, I'm sure he could do it.
Money, but it wouldn't be wise of him to buy it all at once. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's spreading that buyout over time, because that's what you want to get to, dollar cost averaging, right? Dollar cost averaging works in Bitcoin just like it works in stock market, just like it works in everything else. So you want to pay attention. You want to build your dollar cost averaging to come out to be something less than what the actual Bitcoin price reflects. So
these are good show ideas for the future. We could talk about Elon Musk and Tesla, and we could talk about.
I'm gonna cut this off.